There are moments when silence speaks louder than words ever could, as if the space between each pause holds the deepest emotions, thoughts, and truths that are too difficult to express out loud. Sometimes, the quietest person in the room is carrying the heaviest heart, unsure of how to release the weight of emotions that swirl within them like an endless storm. You may not be speaking, but your silence is a language in itself, a language that speaks of fear, uncertainty, or perhaps the desire to protect yourself from the vulnerability of words. In your silence, I can hear everything you're not saying, the fear of rejection, the unresolved thoughts, the unspoken need for connection. It's all hidden beneath the quiet. I know you're not talking, but sometimes the hardest thing to do is face the storm inside you and figure out how to make peace with it, even if it means saying nothing for a while. Words can be a bridge or a barrier, but when you're not talking, it's as if you're caught in between, unsure whether to cross or stay on the other side. Sometimes, the silence between two people can speak more than 1,000 words. It's the unspoken thoughts, the emotions in hiding, and the fear of being misunderstood. I see the hesitation in your eyes, the unspoken words trapped in your chest. You want to say something, but you're not sure if the words will make things better or worse. In the quiet moments, I sense the weight of your thoughts, the invisible burden of feelings that you haven't found the courage to voice just yet. When you don't speak, I understand that it's not about ignoring me. It's about the need to process what's happening inside you, to find clarity in a storm of emotions. Your silence isn't rejection, it's an invitation for patience, understanding, and the hope that when you're ready, your words will come with the healing you need. Sometimes, the most powerful conversations happen without a single word being spoken. It's in the unspoken gestures, the glances, and the shared quiet moments that we truly understand each other. You might not be speaking now, but I know you're processing everything. Your silence is a reflection of how much you care, even if it doesn't seem like it at first. The hardest part isn't hearing the silence. It's knowing that there's so much inside you wanting to come out but not having the strength to say it. Silence is a difficult thing to live with, especially when you know there are so many emotions bubbling underneath the surface that you're too afraid to reveal. When you choose silence over words, it's often because you're trying to protect yourself, holding back from a world that you fear might not understand the depths of your heart. I feel the distance growing between us in the silence, and yet I know that it's not because you don't care. It's because you're trying to navigate the complexity of your emotions on your own. Sometimes, not speaking is a form of self-preservation, a way of holding on to what little control you have over your emotions, even when everything else feels out of your hands. Your silence makes me wonder what you're holding back, what parts of you you're afraid to share, and what kind of vulnerability you're guarding so closely. It's in the moments of silence that the mind speaks the loudest, and sometimes it's the hardest thing to quiet the inner chaos and find peace within the quiet. When you're not talking, I can't help but wonder what you're feeling. Is it fear, anger, confusion, or simply a moment of reflection, trying to figure out how to say what's in your heart? Sometimes we need the silence to hear our own thoughts. It's in those quiet moments that we figure out what we truly want and how to express it without rushing into words. When you stop talking, I know you're trying to understand something deep within yourself, trying to find the right words that don't come easily but are necessary for your peace of mind. I can feel the emotion swirling in the space between us, and though you're not talking, I know you're going through something profound, something that words can't quite capture yet. I don't need you to talk, but I need you to know that your silence doesn't go unnoticed. It's a sign that you're reflecting, processing, and maybe even healing. Your silence is not emptiness. It's a collection of thoughts and feelings waiting for the right moment to be expressed, a language that needs time to form. When you don't speak, it's not because you don't care. It's because you're trying to make sense of the storm within, hoping that the right words will find their way to you when the time is right. In the absence of words, I hear your heart. It's soft, it's uncertain, and it's trying to find a way to connect without the fear of vulnerability that words often bring.